Ring project, Chelsea and Mariano. Go ahead.
Hi.
Welcome back. Thank you.
So now how does it feel? We're a little bit speechless, definitely.
Yeah, a lot of emotions right now. So many. Like you thinking, the people that help us, the people that help us, and our family, friends. So many memories staying with people in remote villages in the Himalayas and in Guatemala, where we have a soup kitchen. So many emotions and feelings right now.
And not only that, just all the people that came out to ArtPrize, they kept us going the whole time, and the reactions of the people showed us that what we were doing really did matter. I guess that people really wanted to see the photos, they wanted to be part of it, and they wanted to feel something from it. So.
Talk about that, because you guys won the public vote, so that means you resonated with just anybody who's on the street, or I mean, does it mean a little more to you?
Yes, well, it was amazing to see that we have from children to teenagers to parents, grandparents, everybody really excited and really wanted to be part, and that was like so amazing. Then everybody was part of, and it felt it, and that's what we wanted to do. Yes, that we want to create a project for everybody. Yeah.
And to give people hope, and we really feel like people, again, they were hungry, they were thirsty for it. They felt hope. They kept coming back and bringing their friends and telling people about the project. So it was really so amazing to see. Yeah.
What does this mean for you folks are really invested in highlighting your work and bringing it to a broader audience, but what does this mean for you both personally? What's next for you?
It means a lot of people's lives are going to be changed, yeah, because like he mentioned a little bit before, we have a small grassroots organization that we started, and we've always dreamed of helping in all the places that we've been to, and we have people and contacts in each of those places, and it's always been a dream to move forward with that, and now it's a possibility.
What is that grassroots organization?
It's called Project Simple, and it's in Guatemala, and it's a soup kitchen for homeless elderly women and abandoned children.
You guys traveled a lot and all over the place to do this project. I mean, logistically and getting around, was it challenging? You mentioned Nepal earlier. Can you kind of just tell us a little bit more about like what that was like traveling all over?
Yeah, we have been traveling for 6 years now. So together, obviously, yeah. And yeah, you have a lot of different situations. I mean, trained in India, then you have to be for 24 hours with a ton of people and like very encounter situations. But then you have something to learn from all the situation, and it's priceless and beautiful. And yes, and I don't know, you want to say something?
Yeah, I guess a lot of these are lifestyle choices, and the passion that we had for people. Some schools that we're walking through, for example, I'd ask a student, what do you believe in? What are you passionate about? And ever since I was a child, and Mariano as well, we both said we were passionate about people. That was our passion. That was what we were hungry about. I mean, that's what fueled us, and giving a voice to people, everyone. And we both are very passionate about that, and so pursuing that with every inch of our bodies, minds, and souls was easy for us to do because we were both so passionate about that.
How has this experience affected your relationship, strengthening your relationship, or altered it?
Yeah, so we actually met in Calcutta, India 6 years ago. Obviously he's from Argentina, I'm from Indiana, and so very much from the beginning our relationship was very international. Our second date was in Nepal, our third was in Colombia, our fourth was in New Zealand, our fifth was here, and then the story kind of continues in that way. But we would always work.
Sometimes create stress in a relationship, not so for you two.
Because we met in such an intense environment in India, volunteering, it was very easy for us to take off running together. We both had the same passions. We met in a very raw environment, and when all of those things are kind of stripped away from you, and your vulnerabilities are shown to each other in the very first meeting, you're easy to kind of start the relationship at a very raw place and continue to grow from there.
What do you think you guys are going to remember most about this whole ArtPrize Grand Rapids experience?
People reaction. people, and so many different situations and beautiful. Yeah, from people bring us coffee in the morning that we didn't even know, or breakfast. Just asking for hugs, like I told you before, sharing their experience in life and beach.
I think it helped us also feel that we're not alone.
Yeah.
That people want to be part. They need it. They want it.
And they
Just
feel.
that we're not alone.
And we feel so much hope too. We feel so much hope in humans, and I think the people who was there felt it too. They felt like that hope. We have been trying for so long, and we stayed with many of the people that you see in the pictures, and we saw how kind they are, how how loving they are, how compassionate they are, and we think that people felt that too, and that makes us really, really happy. Yeah.
And what's kind of next in terms of artwork for you folks? Are you guys going to keep doing the string project for the foreseeable future? You mentioned you're going to go to Cuba and South America and keep photographing people.
Yeah, we want to keep adding to our collection of photography. We would love to keep showing our work, have the body of work travel. We would love to talk about it. We have a lot of things we would like to share, so that is the hope.
And this is hopefully going to help elevate that platform to do that in a wider
and we
area.
do have dreams for a different type of installation, a different type of show using very similar images, but so we had many dreams before, and now we would hope to see and make those a reality.
You guys are very much citizens of the world. I mean, you have no, in a sense, permanent address. You're traveling, I mean, all the time.
We don't have a home. We don't own a car or anything. Even these clothes today are borrowed. We really don't have anything. We have a couple bags. We have our camera and the string. So where we go from here, we'll just continue. I think we will very much continue our similar lifestyle, and we will vary the same lifestyle. And now we're able to fulfill the dreams that we only wrote in our journals.
And you sustain your livelihood partway through wedding photography, and that kind of is, okay.
So wedding photography for part of the year would fuel our passion projects before, and so that's why we shared that $30 a day average is how we sustain our life both in the United States and abroad.
And how often are you in Guatemala with the soup kitchen?
Yeah, we try to go a couple times a year. Yeah.
We've been there 3 weeks ago.
Yes. So we went right before ArtPrize.
Yes.
We were actually ordering the prints from the soup kitchen in Guatemala, so yeah.
Cuba, South America, any other destinations on the list that come to mind now that you have some more resources to travel with?
I guess I can really just highlight the fact that the things that we were doing before and after this prize are going to be the same as far as our livelihood and lifestyle. So our passion was our next destination was Cuba and then South America, and we always have another one on our list. So it's going to very much be the same lifestyle decisions, but just making those dreams a reality. So we will hope to impact many other people's lives as well.
Yeah, but we would love to go some places we haven't been there.
Yeah, of course we haven't been to
places.
There's many places we haven't been, obviously, that are on our list as well. Yeah.
And when you entered ArtPrize, you're entering among more than 1,000 entries. Did you have any expectation that the piece would resonate in the way it did?
Because this was the first time that we showed the piece. We knew what we're doing. We knew that it was like a very meaningful, deep piece, and we were doing it in a very, very simple way so everybody can understand it. We had that hope that everybody would be able to understand, for children to grandparents and everybody saw, and that's what actually happened. Yeah, it wasn't in mind, yes, for sure, but we didn't know it actually would happen, but it did.
Yeah, but we were very excited to be able to partner with the DeVos, and little things like that along the way allowed us to grow more excitement for the amount of people that we'd be able to share it with, because we were very much excited to be able to share it with a larger audience. That has always been a dream.
And professional photographers, so what's been the outlet that your work has been shown in before now?
Yeah, we've won a few awards, the National Geographic Award, the International Photographer of the Year Award. So those types of awards kept us going and showed us also that our trade of photography we were doing well with that, and that we should continue with it, and that we were making an impact through our photographs, and we were on the right path. wasn't until January of this year, until we thought of that string, that we were really missing that final accent to our piece, that thing that would no longer separate the audience from the feelings and the emotions that we had behind the artwork, that disconnect would no longer exist. And through ArtPrize, through showing with all of these people, through everyone who voted and came and saw it and cried, everyone felt that, and so it just gave us the confidence to keep running regardless of what happened today.
So up until now, your work had never been displayed in a museum, a gallery, or anything?
We actually didn't even share it with our friends and family. Even one of our family members is photographed, or a couple are photographed in there, and they didn't even really know what was going on. So it's the first time it was launched anywhere.
Should raise your rates for wedding photography. How prestigious it would be to have new photographs.
Congratulations.
Great.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.